Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us. For 3 at 3, I'm Alex Coleman. Just a few hours ago, Tennessee lawmakers returned to the Capitol as the General Assembly was called back to session. Over the next few months, you can expect to hear a lot about education, school vouchers, and the state's tax on groceries. Memphis Representative Gabby Salinas joins us now from Nashville. Gabby, good to see you. How are things going in Nashville so far?
We're back to Zoom, Alex.
Yes,
it's good to be here with you.
Let's talk about House Bill 1482 that you are sponsoring that deals with the issue of immigration and ICE. What are the origins of this bill, and especially what are your constituents and what have you seen here in Memphis?
Right. So we're already asking so much from teachers. We have permitless carry. We turned down $78 million worth of food aid. So we have kids that are hungry in our state. Let's not throw ICE into the mix, right? We've seen videos. These interactions have become lawless, are aggressive, and very dangerous. So we should protect all kids and provide a good learning environment for every kid that is in our public schools or is trying to learn, and then also provide a good working environment for our teachers who already are dealing with a lot. And that's what my bill does.
So, Gabby, what are we talking about here? Creating what, safe spaces in churches and schools? How would this work?
Yes. So we would require, and this is specifically for civil actions against people that ICE is trying to target or has a judicial warrant on. This does not address criminal aspects, but we would want people to either not use those spaces for these activities or also provide notice before doing so. And this would allow administrators, teachers, and our students to have a good working environment and learning environment.
Gabby, as I listen to you here, though, I wonder, can there be consensus on this bill? Can you get support from not only Democrats, but maybe a few Republicans as well? What are you hearing? What are you feeling?
We're starting to have these conversations, right? Today was day number 1. But again, my life was changed by a Republican from Tennessee, Senator Fred Thompson. So I know that it is possible because I have lived it. And we're starting to have those conversations, and I feel hopeful. And I know, like I said, I've lived firsthand the welcome nature of Tennesseans, and I know their hearts.
Gabby, let's move on. Let's talk about another issue, especially impacting Memphis and Shelby County when it comes to possible state intervention, or some people would say a state takeover of Memphis Shelby County schools. That bill, those measures likely to be introduced again in the House and Senate. Your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I think it's anti-democratic. We have had elections. We have a school board. We may not agree on some decisions that they have made, but you can't we shouldn't in our country that values democracy, we should not circumvent democracy. And I think that's one of the things that this bill tries to do, as well as it takes our autonomy away. And we know that when the state has taken over and has the opportunity to go into communities that they don't know, it does not work for the benefit of the people, the students, the teachers, anyone in the community. We have seen that with the ASD. We saw it with the Charter Authorization Board and how they've overturned decisions that were made at the local level. So this is not to the benefit of the people of Memphis and the people of Tennessee, because if it can happen in Memphis, it can happen everywhere in our state.
But Gabby, you'll have some who'll say this is about accountability, holding those leaders accountable to make sure our underperforming schools start performing better.
We already have mechanisms in place for that, and we should stick to those and follow those. And there needs to be consequences for not performing, but we cannot undo democracy.
Let's also talk about something else that hits really home in Memphis and Shelby County when it comes to the governor and federal dollars being declined when it comes to the summer meal program for students. Memphis and Shelby County would be impacted really very strongly here, would it not?
Absolutely. And this is just a continuation of how low they're willing to go in terms of targeting kids and kids that are hungry, right? And refusing to take these federal funds for what? What is there to gain? There is nothing to gain by doing this. It's just all we gain is kids that are hungry. We've seen this with Medicaid expansion and refusing dollars there. So you have to ask yourself, what is the state doing for me? What are their priorities? Do I have more food on my table? Do I have more money in my bank account? Are my roads working? And they have no solutions for that. And you can see by the decisions that they're making.
And also dealing with education, vouchers really impacting Memphis and Shelby County schools again. I know there's been a lot of concern that some of the marginalized communities, especially in Memphis, did not get their fair share. How can we make up for that?
Right. So, it has to do with the TISA funding and the TISA model. We are undercounting the people that are in need in our school system, and that impacts not only Memphis, but the entire state. So I think looking into how we have those formulas set out and increasing the amount of funding, that's what we should be focused on. We're about to lose millions of dollars in TISA funding because as a result of vouchers passing, yet that has not taken up the bulk of their ideas or time and energy and bills that they have filed. I don't think people are prepared for what's to come in the next year to two of how underfunded our school system is going to be. We already have $1 billion in deferred maintenance in Shelby County alone, much less the rest of the state. Yet nothing. The governor has been silent on that.
Representative Gabby Salinas, thank you for joining us live from Nashville. Please stay in touch. All right, a short break. Back in a moment.